people around you, they will give all sorts of inputs. What I would say as a word of advice is you should know to shut down that external voice and listen to your inner voice. Wherever you are placed, you give your best. You do your best work, and that work will be your identity.
Dear Nectareanz, welcome back to your podcast Nectarz Within, and I'm your CNK, and this podcast is all about mind, life, and soul. Welcome, Swetha, to our podcast Nectarz Within. I'm so excited to have you here. And how are you today?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much, Kiran, for inviting me and having me in your podcast. I see it as a privilege. Thank you so much because the work that you do, the tone of this podcast, it is all sprouting from that genuine intention. So I see it as a self-reflecting journey. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Swetha. And, you know, we have a lot of things to talk. I'm not just directly diving somewhere. Maybe your childhood, adulthood, and the current state. We have a lot of things for your audience, also for my audience. Before I jump into it, let me start from a spot where we connected. And to all the audience, Swetha is my college senior, and we were studying in biotechnology. There are two things which always ring in my mind about Swetha. The first thing is she is all rounder, and the second thing is she is a good singer. We can start the program with something that you like to sing for us. Please go ahead.
So I see this as a request from Junior. So I'm doing it. யமுனையாற்றிலே ஈரக்காற்றிலே கண்ணனோடுதான் ஆட பார்வை பூத்திட பாதை பார்த்திட பாவை ராதையோ வாட இரவும் போனது பகலும் போனது மன்னன் இல்லையே கூட இளைய கண்ணியின் இமைத்திடாத கண் இங்கும் அங்குமே தேட.
There's still the same sweet voice because you are known for it across the university that you know very much, right?
No, more than be it school or college, more than academic side, my mind was always into these extracurricular activities, uh, be it music or expressing or projects. So I spend more time into extracurricular. So I'm very much happy there more than staying with the books.
But no, I should also add here you are also a topper in your studies. That's an interesting point. And okay, to go on the further point, okay, my observation is, of course, you're an all-rounder. Cut it down. I mean, you left the university, and I'm still doing my final year. You came as a guest lecturer. The impression that you left in our mind is you are going to be a big scientist because you did a lot of, really technically sound biotechnology projects. So that was the impression as a juniors we had. You're going to be some scientist in some big, organization. But suddenly you came in our final year, you are a guest speaker. Hey, I just thought about becoming a corporate lawyer. I was like, what the hell, how this is connected? That is an abstract, which is in a gap of 2 years. Then on, it's a gap of 15 years. When I was trying to become a podcaster and everything, I got your connection. Hey, Swetha, she is a podcaster. Then I just got to see your profile in Instagram. You are like, you're talking about life. It was a complete contrast, Of course, in biotechnology, you are experimenting with real life thing technically, the bacteria, fungi. But now, after 15 years, let's cut, you are also experimenting about life, but not technically, spiritually, emotionally, and almost your mind, body, and soul connectivity. What is this transaction? How this transaction happened, and what is the shift all about?
To put it in simple terms, I don't meticulously plan this is what is going to happen, or this is how I should progress. I don't plan. And over the different stages of my life, I see that whatever I plan, it doesn't happen the way, or at least anything near to my planning. But to go back to the question and say, why did I choose a different field? Why there is this shift? At that point in time, whatever looks suitable, whatever is favorable, if I feel that okay, I can excel in that area, I'll just go ahead and give my 100%. So in that case, as soon after our graduation, after our engineering, all our thoughts were to do this masters, either here or abroad. So I also applied and I got through. I got admission in a university in UK. But though my parents were very much encouraging and they were telling me to go pursue, it's okay, we'll manage. But still, there was this kind of a burden in my heart that I looked like a huge financial risk at that point in time, and I didn't want to proceed with that. I know many of my batchmates and everyone was either here or there. They were just progressing, but somehow I didn't have that thought to okay, let's do that masters. Then the next option was to do my MTech here, right? And that time I saw another avenue in intellectual property rights into the domain of life science. So me as a person, for me normal is boring. Okay, right from my childhood, anything normal, you won't see me there. So be it even the choice of movies or anything normal, I cannot stay there for a longer time. So when I saw okay, intellectual property rights, I don't know what it is, I don't know even what it means. So that's when I was reading through it and I found that interesting. Okay, there is a different avenue here, why don't we explore? That's all. That is my simple thought. I didn't see whether we'll get a good job, whether we'll land up in a good company, how much they will pay. No, I don't think so much. I don't think very. I'm not a very futuristic person. At that moment, if I find something interesting, and because I believe in myself, and I feel wherever I am placed, if I give my 100%, I'm going to excel. So that thought is deeply rooted since my school days, or maybe it didn't come from me naturally, but that's how my parents, they always tell me. Because wherever you are placed, you give your best, you do your best work, and that work will showcase everything. That work is going to talk for you, and that work will be your identity. So this is the thought I've always developed since my school time. So when it comes to choosing a different path, obviously I did have the fear. I shouldn't say that okay, I was not at all I was very confident or anything. I did have that fear. I always have this question of what if I fail, but I never had this thing of what if I excel. Maybe now over the years I'm slowly developing that side of my perspective. But at the age of like 20, 21, so you can relate to it, right? That fear element was always there. But this thought, I believed 100%. I always believe in myself. I know what I can give. So with that, I took up IPR course and I excelled there. And when I went inside, I had the single thought that okay, we are doing something, and my parents accepted it. They were always welcoming, they were always encouraging, so that is a blessing. So I shouldn't take it for granted. So my only thought process was if I am taking something, I'm going to flourish here. Only with that genuine thought, I entered the field and I did my studies well. I was the rank holder, there. I earned the scholarship there. So I did get my job offer. I was the first person in the whole institute to get the job offer in Bangalore. But the transitioning phase, when you ask me, I am put to maneuver into different domains because of the challenges that life throws to me. Say I got a job offer in life science, in IPR field, in what I studied, but I meet with an accident at that point. and I'm not able to take up that offer. You see? So it is not in my control. So I'm just giving you an example. So whatever that happens till date, why I am shifting these domains or why I'm doing what I'm doing is all because of at that moment, whatever with the conditions that is favorable to me, I'm doing my best in offering. So at this point in time, this looks to me the most promising thing that I can offer, because all along as a person, though I was into the core domain field, although we all invest so much time into studies, this thought of self development was always there. If there is a elocution competition or a speech competition in my school, I'll always be the person oriented towards picking a topic related to self development. Today when I look back, I can see, okay, so naturally I had that interest, and that's the feedback I get from my teachers and my friends also back in school. Now when you talk with from the place of that authority. I talk as if I was a coach, but I'm telling, when I was in 6th grade and 7th grade, a student talking about self confidence, I did that. But when I look back, okay, that particular element was always inside me. Maybe now it is coming out. But this is a bold step, I should say, because given the option, I can go for a job, I can continue. But I felt, okay, I did work, I was working till last year, but we all need that time for ourselves to do something that is in in our bucket list. So I'm using this time, I hope.
You need not hope. You can strongly believe on that. You're inspiring day in and day out a million of people. It's so amazing journey, which I heard in a nutshell. What's something I couldn't relate to in my mind? Lot of keywords you have told. And if you see the theme of my podcast, it's all about extraordinary story of an ordinary person. So you have an extraordinary story here. I'm going to deep dive into it because there are four keywords you have used. You are not settling for anything normal. You need you need to always look for something extraordinary. Okay, that's the first keyword. And you are not settling something for normal, but you always wanted extraordinary. But you always think simple. You know, how is this connected? And onto that, you also strive to excel 100% in it. It means you're giving your best. And you also talk about confidence. So how these are connected, what is your thinking pattern here? Could you just throw more light on it, maybe with couple of examples or illustrations from your childhood and now?
Okay, that's a very beautiful question, sounding bit complicated too, but I will try my best to put it in terms that we can easily understand. So as a person, I said I cannot settle for normal, in the sense I mean that in the work that I do or in the creative journey that we are all in. Okay, so if we want to try something new, something different, something that is going to stand out, it is a very difficult process. It is not at all going to be easy. I think all the creators, uh, they agree to it.
Yeah, exactly.
It is a journey that is very that will make you feel very lonely, very scary, because there is no path for every creator. There is no road laid there. We put our roads. We actually lay the track, and then we have to decide whether that road is good for high speed or that is a totally different story, but we put that track. So when you asked me what is that normal is boring to me, I always want to do something different, is my base thought. Okay, that is the thought that is there, I don't know, since childhood. That thought influences my choices also. Say we did engineering, we did engineering in biotechnology, but I scored really good in my 12th grade. And when everyone was taking electrical and electronics, or uh, triple E, ECE,
Computer.
computer, IT, Why did Shweta go and take biotechnology? And I am a person from Tuticorin,
Okay.
and I believe that nobody knew what biotechnology as a field in engineering is. So I did get another field of choice also in engineering, but I feel okay, this is different. I'm going to try this. I'm not afraid of trying new things. On the other side, I'm very happy to try new things. When I try new things, it gives me so much happiness. It gives me so much of that push. And that push comes along with a fear, self doubt. So it's that beautiful amalgamation of things that's happening within me. And I'll be in the process. I'll be in the process of exploring. Yeah, I'll be in the process of exploring. But to anyone who is seeing me, they will see me as a very overconfident person, or a person who's like super confident, anything. But they do not know that even to reach that level of confidence, you need to process all your fears, self doubt, and you should be absolutely ready to show your vulnerable side of yourself. Only then a person can become confident. I have gone through it each and every time. Whenever I have done something new, till today, till my journey into this content creator, being a content creator in Instagram or posting videos in YouTube, writing scripts, I was not trained to do all this. Even this podcast or anything that is involved a creative process, we are not trained to do that. But if a person is getting immersed or into that particular field, they are ready to process all their emotions. They have to be ready. It is not, as I said before, the journey is not at all easy. It is very scary also sometimes, because you will not get that support. You will hit that block. You will get overwhelmed. You don't know what to do next. You don't know whether what you did was right. Did you take a wrong path, or where your choice is wrong? You have to deal with all these emotions, all these questions, all these together, packaged. If you say, would you do it again? I will happily do it again. I don't. If you ask me, okay, Shweta, so you've told that the true path of reaching that level of confidence, or given a choice, would you go back and erase all that, and would you settle for taking up another field in engineering, getting selected in campus, going to a job, that route? Would you do it? I would say no, I won't. I want to do this side. I want to always be on this side. I don't know. That is me. That is me. And I feel uh, processing all your dark emotions, but reaching that little stage of success, actually, it will be the very sweetest part of the whole journey. The taste is really good here. I cannot term it into the materialistic side, or how much you're making money, or how much you're earning. But when you look back, that is giving one kind of happiness that cannot be described in words. But that doesn't come so easily. And to your question of confidence, being underconfident or overconfidence, t- I would reiterate again that anyone who is confident, if you see someone, okay, they are doing something confidently, they have to go through self doubt or fear, or uh, they have to go through all their negatives, all their weaknesses. Only then one person can reach that level of confidence, which I, time and again, I have done it. And wherever you are placed, or whatever opportunity we get, I have the strong belief of what I am doing is what is going to speak tomorrow.
Very authentic. Yeah.
So I will invest my 100% there. Yes, I have fear. Yes, I crib. I complain. I complain that the whole world is doing well and I am nowhere here. I do all this. So if I say no, I don't do any of this, I am always focused on my journey, I'd be lying. I do all this. but I'll come back. I'll come back very soon. Yes, the pitiest part is all this. My parents, my mother, my father, or my sister, you know, uh, they listened to all these stories earlier. Now all of this falls into my no. My husband takes this role of listening to my cribbing or complaining stories, but they tell that whatever I complain about or I cry about or whatever it is, I'll just get back tomorrow morning and I'm going to do the same work that I'm focused on. That's the inner voice that always keeps telling me, do your work.
Nice. Very well put, Swetha. Like, when you're explaining, you literally took me, back to my timeline because if you see, I'm a person who had a dyslexia, a problem learning disability and challenges. You know, only formula which I had is something you are talking about. Just keep doing what you like to do. That's something you keep telling it, and try to be vulnerable. Yes, I don't know this. Ask for help. So that's something directly resonates with me. And thanks for giving that. It's like a rewinding of my past as well.
Being vulnerable, even I myself didn't know that. I thought that if you're opening up yourself and showing your weaknesses or communicating about your weaknesses or talking about what you're going through, I always thought that as a sign of weakness. I didn't know that being vulnerable is strength. I honestly did not know that till I reached 30, I should say, because even while I was working, or yeah, up until recently, I didn't know that. But only in the last 3, 4 years, I understood being vulnerable is a great sign of your strength. And I, as a person, through all these different phases, I see my life. When I look back, I see my life into different phases: school phase or college phase, the work, the marriage, as a parent now. This is with personal side. And professionally, while I was in career, while I was not working, while I was doing something on my own, trying to create a business, while I am into digital, no content creation, this is another phase. So, in all these phases, I see myself transforming and evolving as an individual. And the moment I learned being vulnerable is going to make you stronger. Only if you're vulnerable, you get to accept things, whatever that has happened to you. And only if you accept things, you are able to move forward. Even that next step, if you are going to keep, it is only when you accept yourself and accept everyone around as they are. And whatever that is happening to you, you stop questioning and start accepting. Otherwise, there is always this battle in my mind that why these things are happening to me, why these are happening only to me. I feel that like I said before, everything is looking rosy, everything is fine everywhere, and I'm the only person in the universe who's struggling. I had this kind of kiddish thoughts, but when I started accepting and when I started opening up and I sought help from the right people, when I started getting the right guidance, I should say I'm truly blessed in that way. I am able to move forward.
Yeah, that's a spot on response for people out there. Because people normally think having a self doubt and vulnerable is abnormal. We should not have it because we live in a insta world where perfection to the point is what adored, but not really. It's all about being vulnerable, transparent, speaks volume. Thank you so much for just putting that. And we have a lot to talk here. And before I dive into your phases that you're told, childhood, adulthood, and your current hood, there's something you told in our open statement. There's something you are someone who make, I call it as a radical choices, which is you make it, which you, from biotech to what your a legal field, which is quite radical, is especially radical in that way, positive tone. You made that choice, you gave your heart to it, And you said you were trying to get a placement out there, and you met with an accident. And what accident, if you like to, maybe you can share, and how that incident shaped you.
The accident as such, like it happened in Bangalore, and it was like a week after I attended my campus interview. I was the first person to get placed, all happy. For any graduate, getting a job in Bangalore, good pay, that's going to be, it'll give you an indication that okay, life is settled.
Exactly.
You don't have to worry about anything. It gives you that feeling that okay, all well. But all of a sudden, it's the same route that I was walking to my hostel, and they were working on that the road. Construction people were working on that pathway, and they were working with that gutter, and they didn't close that properly. They just left it open, and there was no markings or no warnings put anywhere that this no men at work, or a sign of any of that. So I was walking casually, and I slipped into it. I was rushed to first an emergency, then I was moved to Chennai. And here in Chennai, initially my treatment went wrong. They didn't do it, address it properly. From there, I was shifted to a bigger hospital. So all this while, what happened in the back end was, the company where I got selected, they were kind enough to wait for 3 months, initially 1 month, and then knowing that magnitude of that incident, also along with the recommendation from my institution, they wait for 3 months, and nobody will wait beyond that. But my recovery was very slow. As I said, I was given the wrong treatment initially. Then I was moved to bigger hospital, where I was given, a plastic surgeon had to treat me. So it was a very long, painful journey. Uh, and to sum it all, it took around 8 to 10 months for me to walk again.
Oh my God. Sorry to hear that.
With respect to my health, but in my mind, what was going on, I would like to share. Because today I look back, I felt I'm going to get that job anyways. That's what my parents kept telling me. Don't worry, it's just a resting period. In another 1 month, it will be fine. Whenever I ask my mother when I will be fine, she'll say just 10 days, you'll be fine. The 10 days will happen, I won't be fine. I'll be the same. Then I thought, okay, then this acceptance is slowly, it is not kicking in. It is trying to get into me, but the devil side in me is saying, you are a loser. You have lost everything. All my batchmates are progressing. All my friends are going to the next steps. They have all landed in a job. They all started earning. And what am I doing here? This particular thought is popping up, and then comes the another question that I'm a very unlucky person. See, I have done everything to the best of my ability. I've gotten first rank, I've got scholarship, I got campus placement, but still I'm not able to get that offer. Still I'm not able to go and earn. So I put all the blame on myself, tagging me as a very unlucky person. It might be, might be it's okay. I might be unlucky, but I was taking the blame on myself. So, face by face by face, and slowly the company, I received the email. I still remember reading that email and crying so badly that, we are so sorry, we cannot wait any longer. So, we wish you all the very best for your career. So, they write that email. HR has sent an email from that company. So, it was very difficult. But what I did was, I was taking the whole burden on myself. I'm sure that might have also affected my recovery. Today, when I look back, I was not strong that time. But will I complain about that, or will I say I should have been stronger? No, no person can be stronger at that time. I will support myself now. It's okay. That was a stage. I did go through that. So from then on, there was no acceptance. Another 2 months of, isolating yourself, not talking to anyone, or seeing that the whole thing is shut down, I'm not able to sprout or I'm not able to grow at all from here, how will I start? But then somewhere you will come to terms with whatever that is happening. At one point you will get to that acceptance mode. Okay, this has happened to me. There are two choices. Either you can allow whatever that is happening to you to affect you and be in that same place, or you have to somehow do something to move forward with the best of your ability. So that is what I learned from that whole journey. And I started. The moment I accepted, I was like, okay, I'm not going to think about what others are doing. I'm not going to worry about what others will tell. What is my next logical choice is to find a job or to go and study again. So, yes, I completed my course. Very good. I got my certification and everything. So, I thought, let me start from the scratch. Starting from the scratch, all my life, I'm used to it. I don't know for what reasons, but as I said, whatever I planned, it doesn't happen anything near to it. So I always go into that reset, restart, refocus, they say, right? So I always do that. So it was again difficult to say that, to start from the scratch, as in you have to send in, you have to prepare your resume, apply, go to interviews and attend. But that is where I always tell how strong we are with our knowledge, how strong we are with our domain knowledge, and how you portray yourself. I attended two interviews, I got offer in both the companies. So, that is where you have that strength. Life will give you challenges, life will give all kinds of challenges. But if we are strong with whatever capabilities that we have, if we are doing our job right, whatever challenges life throws, when you go out to the world and ask for opportunity, it will be offered to you. That's what I learned.
That's an exceptionally outstanding perspective, Shweta. I'm not sure many could even think of it, as someone who was a topper, who got selected, company gave her extra time to just recover, still not able to make it, and learning a concept of self-acceptance out of it is something, it needs a lot of mental strength, I think so.
Yes, it does take a lot of mental strength, and I'm learning that lesson till date, with the challenges with respect to health time that I'm going through. But what I would say is, uh, people around you, they will give all sorts of inputs. What I would say as a word of advice is, you should know to shut down that external voice and listen to your inner voice. See, people around will give you inputs, as in they all will always want good things from you, good things. They always wish well for you. They want you to excel, they want you to grow. But sometimes when you are weak, okay, today maybe we are in that stage to say that it is okay to cry, it is okay to complain, it is okay to worry. But Kiran, can you just think, like 10 years back, it was not okay to cry. It was not at all okay to share your weakness. It was seen as a sign of weakness. Like if you share your struggles or if you worry too much, it was always seen as weakness.
That's so thought-provoking, Shweta. Like, especially when you're talking about the inner voice and also to listen to the feedback, there are two alternative things. We can talk, you know, in brief, also in detail in coming sessions.
We as a parent, we think that we are wholly responsible for the child, and it is only through me that the child is getting a life, and it is only through me that the child is learning everything. That is the impression that we carry, but it is all false.
Dear Nectareanz, thank you for listening. I really appreciate your time. I hope you liked it. And if you think it resonates with you somehow, please share, subscribe, and like the video. And forget not to click on the bell icon. And please leave your insights in the comment section. Can't wait to read them. And with that note, thank you, Todden, Namaste, and Banakam. Let's spread our sparks and spread our nectars.